Before we start with today's video, you can help support this channel by sending me commissions at very low prices. If you're interested or have questions, you can DM me here on Twitter, or you can contact me on Discord. My Discord is starzy at 7488. So if you're interested, be sure to contact me. The only payment method I accept is Cash App. But with that being said, let's get started with the video. Gokigenyo everyone, the Starlight Let's Player is here, and welcome to part 2 of Smile Pretty Cure Let's Go Marchen World. So, in the last part, we played through the Peter Pan story as Miyuki, so now we're going to be playing through the story, The Rabbit and the Hare, and this time we're going to be using the best cure of them all, the best cure of Smile, that being Now, aka Cure March. Yes, she's easily my favorite of the 5. I've made an entire video called the Cure March Madness on her, which you can check out at the top right. But yeah, there's nothing. I mean, everything I pretty much said, I still feel the same way in that video. But yeah, there are some things that I forgot to mention. Yeah, there are more stories, but I guess I probably have to either redo a few in order to get to those as different characters, but I don't know. But we'll have to see throughout this entire playthrough. We'll see how long this will go, but yeah. You know, I will say that Smile definitely has the better cutscenes than Doki Doki and Happiness Charges games. You'll see what I mean once we get to you'll definitely see what I mean when we get to the Happiness Charge video game. And speaking of Happiness Charge, I might actually start on Part 3 in July. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There is a lot of things going on for this month. Especially for tomorrow, seeing that tomorrow will be my 22nd birthday. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing a birthday Q&A anytime, but I might do a pretty good Q&A in the near future. So yeah, about this story, if you've seen the story before, you may know what it's all about. You know, it's the fact that a rabbit claims that he's the fastest, and the tortoise challenges the rabbit into a race to see who's the fastest. And what ended up happening was the turtle basically ends up winning because the rabbit pretty much underestimated his opponent by taking a nap during the race. But as he woke up, he soon finds out that he soon starts to see that the tortoise is actually on his way to the finish line and actually crossing it. So pretty much where the whole slow and steady wins the race type of message get. But you know, when it comes to actual racing games, yeah, that sort of message does not apply to video games. Plus, it's just a story. It's not really a great message, honestly, in my opinion. But hey, it is pretty educational for kids. This was especially what I've seen or learned whenever I'm I guess probably during my first, or I guess it was probably during my second year of of my second year of elementary school when I've heard this story before at the library. With what going on with now, with how some of these with how some of these educational shows happening right now, I would much prefer actually, like, if I ever have a kid, I would much prefer having my kid watch some of the older kids shows, stuff like maybe, hell, even some of the kids anime, stuff like a few stuff like a few Pretty Cure seasons. I'm talking about some of the older ones some of the older ones. Actually, I might, if I ever have a kid, I would probably see them watching the original, watching the small version of Glitter Force, cause contrary to what people think, I think it's a pretty competent dub. It's not really the best, but it's still pretty good. It's not on the level of Futaro was a dub, but I would say it's passable. I've already defended this season before. I've already defended like the dub before. But anyway, we're on to the minigame of the story. This is basically where you're playing as the rabbit. What you essentially have to do is when the arrow pops up, you have to click on it in order to move the rabbit to a different direction in order to avoid him avoiding the rocks that get in his way. You may have noticed in the top left corner that you have 3 tries. So if the rabbit gets hit by a rock, you lose a carrot, or you pretty much lose a life. So if you lose all 3, that means you lose the minigame. So whichever direction you presses on, whichever direction they want you to press on, he will go to that direction, left or right. And if the arrow is going up, then you have to jump. So again, this is a pretty simple minigame. A lot of these minigames that I've played on this game so far are pretty easy, which is to be expected considering this is a kids game. This is a video game for kids to play. Hey man, the time really flies a lot. Gone are the days where video games were rated EC for early childhood, which stands for kids that are in their early childhood. Nowadays we see video games that are rated E for everyone, which is also a good rating. The same can go for the rated E10 for kids that are like over 10 years old to play this game, which is also a nice thing. So I feel like if some of these pretty good games would ever get a worldwide release, I can see them getting a probably rated E to E10 rating for these games. They're definitely safe to play. But, with how things are going on, I don't see them getting remastered. And this is why I think that maybe if they want for the sales of these games to go even higher, they would have to bite the bullet and just go worldwide. I wouldn't mind if the Pretty Cure series actually goes mainstream, like pretty much on the same level. I'm talking about on the same level of Sailor Moon, because sorry to say this, but Sailor Moon is far more popular than Pretty Cure. Even though I like Pretty Cure more than Sailor Moon, you can't lie and say that Sailor Moon isn't popular than Pretty Cure, because let's be real, Pretty Cure is mostly like drawn to the Japanese kids fan base. He's mostly for the Japanese audience. And we do see a fair amount of Americans, of American audience in this in the franchise, in the fan base as well, but nowhere near on the same level as Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is definitely gone worldwide, definitely gone mainstream because it has lots of dubs, it has lots of it has lots of dubs, has a lot of video games. It even had a worldwide puzzle game that I wish they didn't get rid of, which was Sailor Moon Drops. I don't know why that game got discontinued. But yeah, Sailor Moon has definitely gotten it definitely has a larger fan base throughout the entire world, through all different countries and regions. So I feel like if Pretty Cure wants to, and you know, I don't actually mind how Pretty Cure is, but I think maybe if they want for the ratings to go even higher, like maybe on the same level of Sailor Moon, then they probably would have to bite the bullet in order to go mainstream. But I see it going. I see it's getting up there. I see it's getting up there. It doesn't have to like completely be like a. It doesn't completely have to has to have a dub like anime, but for it to be known, for it to be known worldwide. That is something I would like to see. Cause it's definitely, but it's slowly getting there. It's slowly getting there. You know, ever since Crunchyroll pretty much got the rights to, Crunchyroll finally has the chance to like you know, release the some of the particular seasons worldwide for everyone to see. I wouldn't say worldwide because it's mainly for the U.S. Because they started with Tropical Rouge, which was the first season to go to into Crunchyroll's hands. Then they continued on with Healing Good, and they barely got their hands on Delicious Party. But anyway, onto the minigame. So this, we finally transformed the Cure March. Basically, this is a minigame where they would want you to pick the exact flower that is being shown in the top right corner. So when the flowers bloom, you have to make sure you pick the right flower. If you pick the wrong one, then the pink flower on the top left, it will lose a petal. So you have to make sure you don't get it wrong 5 times. But once again, this is a very, very easy minigame. And again, I don't really see the appeal of them being in their Cure forms if they're not going to do anything. I would much prefer them fighting actual bad guys. Like, I said this before in the last part, but again, Fresh and Sweet did it right with these minigame collections. Not only having minigames to play, but for their Cure forms, they can actually fight against the monsters. You know, Fresh fighting up against the Fresh fighting against the Nakoa Mechas, and the Sweet Team fighting against the Negatones. I would have loved to see these boss. I would have loved to see them go like into boss fights against the Akanbis. But yeah, that was the minigame, and we have yet another minigame to go through. So for this minigame, basically the heart will appear. The heart will go like back and forth on different flowers, on the different flower silhouettes, and when the heart actually goes pink, that is the time for you to tap onto it in order to actually reveal the flower itself. I'm not sure what does this have to do with the actual story, but it is something we have to do. And yeah, I just screwed up. Yeah, you saw I screwed up there because I forget. Because like the first time I completely forgot, but then I literally just remembered what I'm supposed to do. Is like to tap on the heart that it will know the moment it goes pink. And as you can see, there's 3 flowers there, and you have to make sure you get all of them correct before the time runs out. But yeah, and I think I can talk about the latest episode of Delicious Party pretty cure. So yeah, for Black Pepper, for Takami's cook fighter form, Black Pepper, I really do enjoy it, even though it does have a bit of similarities to Tuxedo Mask, but it does have its differences. For starters, like the dude's not even wearing, he's not even wearing a tuxedo. He's just he just I don't know, he's just wearing a suit, which is not, it's not a tuxedo, but it's just a white suit, white and black suit with a cape, and he's not even wearing a top hat. He's just wearing like it's not really a straw hat or a top hat, but it's just a regular like sun hat or something. And from what we've seen, Takami's dad is definitely the cook fighter is Cinnamon, because if you think about it, you got to tie all this together. Rosemary thought that Black Pepper was actually Cinnamon, and this goes back to the flashback on how Takami got his powers. His dad was actually knows about the Cook Kingdom, and he happens to have that same delicious stone that Takami now has. And since both Black Pepper and Cinnamon have the do look pretty similar, which explains why Rosemary thought Black Pepper was Cinnamon, that definitely confirms that Takami's dad is actually Cinnamon. Which definitely, so that definitely explains everything as to what we were shown in episode 14. So I'm curious as to how episode 15 will turn out, but I do wish to see Yui finding out about Takami's secret, because Takami does now he does know about Yui being pretty curious. So I'm hoping that they both now can actually reveal their secrets to each other. And I'm also hoping to see more development between those two, because if you ask me, I definitely ship those two together. Because to me, it feels like both Takami and Yui, they both have a lot of chemistry together. Just the same thing I feel with Megami and Seiji from Happiness Charge. Because, you know, Delicious Party does have a bit of similarities to Happiness Charge, which I admire considering the fact that I actually enjoyed Happiness Charge. And I'm also hoping to see more episodes of Ran, aka Cure Yum Yum, because I'm actually enjoying her company a bit more. I do like Hokune's I do like Hokune a lot as well, but Ran has definitely got to me. She definitely reminds me of Hinata from Healing Good. They both pretty much have the same chemistry. Only difference is that Hinata's more into like the fashion and cutesy stuff, and Ranwan's more into like the food, and actually sharing the types of food that she's enjoyed. So yeah, that was the rabbit and the hare. That was the actual story, and yeah, and we've also unlocked more cure the cures. So for part three, we're gonna be for part three we're gonna go through the story of Snow White, and for the character I'll use, um, I guess I'll probably go with either Akane or Reika. I might go for either one of those two, but we'll have to. You'll see. You'll see in the next part. But anyways, that was part 2 of Smile Pedicure Let's Go Marchen World. Stick around for part 3 as we go through the Snow White story. But until then, this is the Starlight Let's Player signing out. As always, Goku Genyo, and have a star-tastic day, everyone. I knew I would fulfill my dream, yeah. They knew I started from the bottom, now I made it, yeah. The possibilities are endless, yeah, I say, yeah. I got the roots and I got everything I need, yeah. And now I'm chilling with a pretty gentle lady, yeah. She got a kinda gentle personality, yeah. She got them curvy hips and a booty for booty.